This is Geekazine's coverage of VMworld 2012. Continuing coverage of VMworld, this is Jeffrey Powers. We're here at the LSI booth. What does LSI stand for?
Well, the root of the company goes back to circuits and ASICs and things like that. So LSI is large-scale integrated circuits. Okay. We started as an ASIC company, but we're a system company. So.
Okay. We're here with Tony, and he's talking about a new technology that you guys are rolling out where it makes things faster and without too much work about it by actually just putting a cache where it needs to be put. Exactly. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what this technology is?
Sure. So when Flash is becoming a very exciting topic. How do I use Flash? Where do I use it?
When you say flash, you mean flash drives, flash memory.
Exactly. Flash as a container of I/O. Yeah. So there's different form factors for that. There's SSDs. There's also these PCIe flash cards. There's one from LSI here. So when you keep that flash and the right amount of it at the server, very close to the application, you will achieve significant latency improvements. So you're talking a 30x improvement, versus hard disk drives as far as what the application will see. Okay. To make this simple, you plug in a flash card essentially at the server side, and the application is it's very transparent to the application. It doesn't know what got plugged in, and then you tell the application, or you tell this the software that is using this card and accelerate or cache the LUN that the VM is using. Okay. So what happens then the software will keep a copy of the most frequently accessed data on that flash. Okay. And again, it's smart enough to even tell you how much flash you need because it has already done some profiling. And so it will tell you, for this kind of a workload, you only need 200 gig of flash, and here it is. And it keeps a copy of that most frequently accessed data, and that's a continuous dynamic operation. So as data gets hot, it gets moved to the flash. Okay. And then what the application will see is, oh, the physical LUN that I'm accessing is running a lot faster. So in here, we're actually showing two SQL Server instances, two different VMs for SQL Server. They're identical VMs, identical database setups, identical usage of storage or LUNs. One of those LUNs is being accelerated, and you see a 100x improvement in latency. So average latency in a TPCE workload for one VM is 4 seconds. In the one on the accelerated one is 100 milliseconds. Okay.
Well, that's great. So basically what happens is you start using one area of the SQL database. It then transfers over to the flash so it can run faster and better. And then when it's done, it's going to move right back when something else needs to use that cached area.
Correct. This is it's sort of a circular loop or queue, if you want to call it. So as new data becomes hot, it gets added to the flash, and as that old data gets cold, it gets removed from the flash. But it's a write-through model, which is very important to some operators and administrators out there. So you're only keeping a copy of it on the flash. Okay. The real data will always stay at the storage.
So it's technically mirroring the on the flash drive, and then using that, and then actually, it's mirroring. It's starting from the flash drive. It's mirroring to the actual drive in its own real time, and then when it's done, it pushes it.
What happens is that as you access that data on the physical drives, on the SAN, if you access it more than once or twice, depending on what threshold you've assigned, now it keeps a copy of it on the flash. So the next read access is actually reading from the flash.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot to think about. That's crazy. So, and I remember, taking forever to do some SQL stuff. Now it's going to be almost a breeze because you've got two systems that are actually working to get it done quicker and faster. So what type of overall times do we look at for standard heavy period, I suppose?
Again, it goes back to what kind of workload you're doing. If your workload is very transactional oriented, the way you need to look at it is In average, you'll get 30 or 40x improvement in latency. Well, what does that translate to? That means that over time, you can consume more records, you can process more records, you can serve more customers. So that's the way you need to look at it. So if you're running your shop from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., you're probably looking at serving over 1 million more people.
Okay.
So the other nice thing about a solution like this is that you've invested quite a bit in your SAN equipment, in your network storage equipment. There's a good reason for that.
Yep.
You know, you want to put it in a room, not touch it for 3 years. But the server heartbeat is going a lot faster. The application guys are going to come and knock on your doors like, why is my database running slow? Yeah. Well, there's a very simple solution. Let's apply Flash smartly at the server level, and let's keep a copy of what really matters and what Flash can help with at the server level.
Where do people go for more information on this great technology?
The best place to go for LSI would be a website called thesmarterwaytofaster.com.
Smarterwaytofaster.com. Amazing stuff, and of course LSI. Thank you very much, Tony, for your time. If you're looking to speed up your database, maybe you should check this out. It's pretty amazing. We've got a ton more videos coming from VMworld. This is Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine. We will check them out, and you can check them out over at geekazine.com.